Welcome everybody to the ninth episode of
You're skipping too many numbers.
Was it 8?
I think our last episode we kept saying like 7, even though it was like 6. It was either 6 or 7 last episode. I know we titled it like episode 7, but I'm pretty sure, not counting the blooper episode, it's 6. This one.
No, right here. Oh, it's episode 8.
We're
Welcome
on
to
8.
episode 8 of the EHS Express podcast. Today we're going to be reviewing. Well, we're not really talking. I guess we're talking.
Maybe some light spoilers to the Batman.
Yeah, light. Heavy spoilers to the new Batman movie.
Yeah.
We're just going to be going over our thoughts and things we noticed. And he watched it twice, so
I did.
he'll definitely have more input than I did. But what do you think about it? Give me like an 8 out of 10 initially.
Ooh, okay. It was definitely a really long movie. It wasn't a bad movie. I would say it was a little overhyped, still really good. You know, I thought, the way I kind of compared it is it was kind of like the Joker movie. It was good, but I think it was too long, and it was like overhyped is what I would say.
Overhyped.
You know what I mean? Like, I thought they were good.
The hype
movies.
for it was kind of like, after you watch it, you'd be like broken. You know, those like
Yeah.
TikToks and it's like, oh, vengeance, stuff like that. You know. But personally, I think the movie was like 7 out of 10.
I thought it was like 7 or 8. I would say the second time I watched it was better than the first time.
Was it?
I feel like I understood it more. You know, like the
Is it
first
because you
time.
actually knew the answer to the riddles?
No, I wouldn't say that. More just because I understood. Okay, here's when the spoilers start coming in. All right. So one thing I understood more is my first time watching it. I was like, oh, it's Batman. You know, he's gonna get all this stuff right away. You know, he's the world's greatest detective. Him and James Gordon are on these cases and stuff, and they're trying to figure out like, oh, who did this, or what do these things mean? What is he referring to? But my second time watching it through, I was like, oh wait, it's only his like second year being the Batman, so maybe he's not like as good of a detective as he once will be. So I mean, that's kind of why he didn't get the stuff right away. And even in some ways, some people will look at it as like the Riddler even like won, because like his plans still like went out. Yeah, he still like blew up the like
It's like
sea
9
wall
vans.
and stuff.
9 vans.
Yeah. But some people could say like the Riddler even won because
I
like
guess,
or Batman failed because he didn't stop it. But
I guess it was kind of cool though to see like it all unravel. Like you'll see him hit like a wall, and he'll find a different path, like the Elgato scene or the You Are Elgato.
you are El Ratalado or something like that. El Gato. You are a cat.
Yeah, it was some Spanish stuff.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool to see like the realization go from like you mean law, like when Penguin goes like, oh, it's actually law.
Yeah, Penguin's just the only one who understands the difference between L and law.
Yeah, and he's like clowning them for it.
Yeah.
And then it just hits. It's like you are L, not like you are L. You know. But
yeah.
I like the I like how the movie really emphasized on the side character. Like James Gordon, he was awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
He was great. Catwoman, she had a lot of her own scenes, stuff like that. I really liked how they, spread out the spotlight. Mm-hmm. Like how sometimes it would be like exclusively Catwoman, like just her doing her thing, and Batman's like out doing Batman stuff. Or stuff like the investigation scenes. The one that really did confuse me, it didn't really say his thought process. Like Batman's thought process besides the URLs. Because then he was saying it over and over. But stuff like, for example, like the tool, when he found out it was he used the tool to kill the mayor. I was confused how he got to like peeling a carpet.
It's because the officer that was also there, he was like, oh, it's weird how he used like a carpet tool, and then Batman just looks over at him, and then the cop is like, oh, well, my uncle, he's like a carpet installer, you know, he used that for tucking. And then Batman's like, oh, I'm gonna take up the carpet, and then the stuff's under the carpet.
Yeah, it's just like, it was such a, I think it really is a movie you need to watch twice.
Yeah.
But like the first time, it's very quiet about what he's doing. Because
Yeah.
like that's his whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
he's the quiet, serious Batman person guy.
He's trying to figure it out. One thing I really liked about this movie with the Riddler is that he was kind of like
Insane.
based off the Zodiac Killer. Because he would leave like these ciphers and like symbols and stuff like that. And he would literally leave like letters and stuff like that. Like the first letter was like,
What does a liar-
from your friend or something like that, right? Like on the actual card. And like there's actually a real Zodiac letter that he left, and he was like, from your good pal or something like that, where it was like very similar, and I thought that was really cool. But like, yeah, he like had the answers to the riddles and like the ciphers and stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of like entertaining to see.
Mhm.
Like, it's not just a like murder and death.
Yeah.
And it's like the casual investigation where like, oh, fingerprints here, or
Yeah,
you
he's
go-
testing their intelligence, and like,
He wasn't testing that. He was testing Batman.
well, yeah, but like even towards the end, he's like, wait, you really don't get it. You're not as smart as I thought you were.
Yeah.
Like with all these, like he didn't know with like the carpet yet.
My
type
question
stuff.
is, how did Riddler get all the money to do all this?
You know, I think about that stuff too, but
Maybe if those who didn't watch the movie and still watching it just for spoilers, he has like a what is it, like a TikTok, YouTube?
he has like something where he
Yes,
puts out videos. on
He's
like
a
that.
social influencer with like 500 followers, and he just posts. It's like private, and he posts about his plans on murdering people, and he explains throughout like what he's gonna do, what you should do. Like he has his followers help him with his plans.
Mhm.
My question is, how does he get the revenue to set up like a sniper in an apartment building or
You know, I don't know about that
explosives
one.
all around the town?
But you know, that brings me to another thing. Okay, before I say this, one thing I didn't like about the Riddler though is that he looked like a 9-year-old. Like dude's just like, I don't know, he just
He was very shaggy.
yeah, he didn't give me Riddler vibes. But I mean,
What
it's-
gives you Riddler
it was
vibes?
whatever.
What do you
I don't
think?
know.
What did you
I've
think
just
he was-
seen too many. I'm a big fan of the show Gotham, and that's like Batman and like the villains before Bruce Wayne is like actually Batman, and it follows Jim Gordon as a detective before he's commissioner, and so I just really love all the characters in it because I feel like they are perfect for their role, like the Penguin, Riddler, even Joker, like everyone in that. I feel like everyone is really good for their role. But anyway, one thing I noticed this second time watching through is that his hotel, or like the room he's in, is like right across the street from like that club or whatever that
Yeah.
those people are walking out. You know how he has those pictures of the mayor and that Russian girl?
Yeah.
Like I think there's a scene that I actually saw it the second time watching through, where it's like zoomed out, but you can see the apartment and like the club down here, but you can see like in the window, and you can see his outline, and he's like taking pictures,
Oh.
and it's like really cool.
So it's like foreshadowing, or not foreshadowing.
It's almost like
details.
yeah,
Details. Like
those
if you watch
small
it,
details.
you'll notice it second time. Dang, that's crazy.
But yeah, so like you can see like almost like from the beginning, you can know he's like right there and across the street from that.
So like
and,
when you watch it the first time, you already know everything. Oh, so is that why in like the beginning of the movie you see Riddler's point of view of like the mayor and stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
That really confused me. Yeah.
I definitely didn't notice that the first time. Another thing, like some people might say, like you might notice this really early on, is like if you pay attention to like the imagery on the cards, like there's one where it's like, I don't know what the card says exactly, but the picture shows like an older lady answering the phone, and then another one showing like the older guy with like the explosion going on, and that just like foreshadows like what's her name, like Dory, or like the maid or other housekeeper answering the phone after Alfred gets blown up. I don't know.
Man,
Maybe
you can't do the GOAT Alfred like that.
Alfred the goat. For real. That's another thing. Gotham, bro. Alfred. He was just so good. Everyone.
I've always loved Alfred.
That's just such
every Batman film, any DC film that has Alfred in it, top tier. Maybe not this movie. It wasn't that good, but I think
He
it
was
was
alright. He didn't get enough screen time.
It was good enough. You know,
Yeah.
you always have to have like the wise words of the older. You know, like that scene where Alfred talks to Batman in the hospital, talking about that and stuff.
You always need stuff like that.
I feel like this movie it was meant to show like Batman's growth.
Yeah, definitely.
Not what Batman is.
Because he's like really early.
Yeah, this is
Like into being Batman.
you
He
see,
mentions
it's
that.
like you see his morals, you see his thinking process, and you see his like, what's it called, determination.
Yeah.
Because like you can really see how like disturbed he is when he hears from what's that one guy, the guy who's like friends with his dad.
Falcone?
Yeah, Falcone.
Carmine Falcone.
When Falcone tells him about his dad and what he did for his dad, Batman becomes really conflicted and is like, I can't believe my father would do this. I can't believe like this is how we did this. And then he talks to Alfred, and Alfred confirms like that's true, but that's not how he actually did it. And then you can just see him like going back and forth between being good or being, whatever. And I guess just like at the end of the movie, when he's saving all those people from the water, you can see he's kind of like becoming more like his dad as like the philanthropy and stuff like that.
He like realizes like, yeah, I actually have made a difference here.
Like you have to do something. Like if you were to do something, you would have to help the city, even though he probably knows he can't really save the city. But you know, it was kind of cool to see like that shift, and the growth instead of the actual like. You know, people look at Batman and it's like, oh, he's so cool. Like, he knows this. He can fight anyone. You know, give him prep time or something like that. But
You know,
no.
I think Robert Pattinson wasn't that bad. He was a pretty good Batman. I give it to him. I feel like there's definitely going to be some more movies with him though. You know, I feel like
That was
in the
actually
past,
like
there
one of the
were-
first Batman movies I've watched in a while.
this one.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
And I wasn't disappointed. Like it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I think the aspect of it was so long, and there
Yeah,
were
it
so
was
many
very long.
loops. There's
Yeah,
so many
definitely.
loops.
I think I prefer No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home.
We're not talking about Marvel. We're talking about.
I'm just talking about, you know, overall thoughts. You know, I prefer No Way Home over it. You know.
Yeah. But
Like, I only watched that once, but
I think that's a good enough review. All the time we got, really. You got any comments about the movie? I recommend you watch it. It's actually not bad.
yeah, I think it's a pretty good movie. You just gotta go into it with an open mind, not really expecting, you know, too much. Just go with whatever
You don't even
want.
have to pay attention that much.
Yeah.
I left to grab like refills like 4 times.
I was like, all right, how much for you to refill my icy? He was like, man, I'm gonna do it anyway. So,
Yeah. So you know, thank you for listening. Sorry if you got spoiled, but we
Yeah.
warned you.
we warned you.
We
I
warned
mean, you could have clicked off and come back. Should have said that earlier, but probably did.
Follow us
Gonna
on all our
definitely flop
socials. Follow us on all our socials.
Keep watching the podcast.
We'll see
Keep
what
them going.
We'll see what we'll talk about next week. And thank
Yeah,
you
give
for
us more ideas.
listening. Bye.